Hi everyone, and lovely to see you here with me. Now this was going to be live, but Instagram threw me a curveball, and now I did not realise that this is a relatively new thing, but apparently you need 1,000 followers to go live on Instagram, and I'm not quite there yet. So if you want to see my content live, then let's get me to 1,000 followers, so that's going to be great. So I'm still going to be doing my monthlies until I hit that 1,000 followers, and if it needs to be a video next month, then we'll do another video next month. So what I'd like you to do is to send me in your questions, and I will answer them as best as I can. And I'd like to thank everybody that has sent questions in for today's live. I really appreciate it, and we've got lots to get through in the next 25 to 30 minutes. So here we're going to be talking about holistic health, midlife, well-being, and how to work with your body and mind instead of against it. And each month we're going to be covering something slightly different from the work that I do as a menopause coach. So this is going to be your space to ask anything. So I'm perfectly happy for you to ask me anything about holistic health, menopause, nutrition, energy, digestion, hormones, nervous system support, and I will share practical strategies that you can actually implement. So let's dive in. So holistic health isn't about doing more, it's about understanding what your body, mind and nervous system actually need. And many midlife women I work with aren't broken, they're just overloaded. So I'm going to start with question one. What does holistic health really mean for midlife women? Well, good question. It means looking at the whole system, nervous system, hormones, digestion, sleep, mindset, instead of chasing isolated symptoms. And it's about working with your system and not forcing it. So many coaches or GPs out there tend to work with specific symptoms in isolation. As a holistic therapist of 30 years, I have found that the best way to find what's actually going on, initially to diagnose, if you will, and then treat, is to look at the whole body, the whole system and your mind. Find out exactly what's going on. Has there been any trauma in the past? Is there any stress going on? And what symptoms you actually have, because what you'll actually find is that most of the time your symptoms are not disparate, they're actually connected. And as a holistic therapist, we are there to help you discover what's actually going on in your whole body and your mind. So question number two, how do I know if my nervous system is overstimulated? Well, thank you very much, Serena, for asking this question. So racing thoughts, irritability, digestive issues and fatigue, disrupted sleep. These are some of the overstimulated nervous system symptoms. So as I say, racing thoughts, irritability, digestive issues, fatigue and disrupted sleep. So if you're feeling wired but exhausted, this is one of your biggest clues. So this is from Annette. Why does everything feel harder in midlife even when I'm doing the right thing? Yes, well, we've all been there. You see, midlife is a recalibration phase. Hormones, brain chemistry, stress tolerance, they're all shifting. Old strategies stop working, not because you failed, but because your system has changed. So I hope that in some way that has answered your question. This is from Elise. Is overwhelm mental or physical? Very good question. Very often physical first. So a stressed nervous system and unstable hormones drive mental overwhelm, not the other way around. Juliet, thank you for this. Are supplements always necessary? Not always. Food first, routine second. So supplements can support deficiencies, but they can't replace consistent nourishment, rest and regulation. So we're going to go on to mindset and emotional well-being at the moment. So health isn't just physical. Your mindset and emotional state are deeply influenced by what's happening in your nervous system. So Serena, again, thank you very much. How can I manage anxiety without medication? Well, simple daily routines such as grounding, breath work, micro movement, journaling. Consistency matters here more than duration. So say 5 minutes done daily beats an hour once a week. Somebody with the same name as me, Maxine. What's the fastest way to get out of mental overwhelm? Pause, name what you're feeling, choose one small action. Overwhelm dissolves when the brain regains a sense of control. So I haven't got a name here that I can see, but I have a question. Why do my emotions feel so close to the surface now? Well, hormonal shifts reduce stress tolerance, so emotions surface faster, and not because you're unstable, but because your system has less buffering capacity. Celine, how do I stop being so hard on myself in this phase? Yes, indeed. How do we do that? So self-criticism often comes from nervous system strain. So compassion isn't indulgence, it's necessary and it's a regulation. So a friend of mine has asked this question. During perimenopause, my mood swings feel extreme. What helps regulate emotions naturally? Well, stable blood sugar, gentle movement, sleep hygiene, mindfulness check-ins, small habits done daily change everything. I've actually got an EFT video coming out on YouTube in the next week or so, which is actually going to discuss stable blood sugar and gentle movement. So look out for that on my YouTube channel. Okay, so before we go any further, I'm going to go through a guided visualization with you. And this is going to really help to regulate your nervous system and bring you into a sense of calm. So before we move on, I would just want to guide you through this short visualization. So if it feels comfortable for you, gently close your eyes and soften your gaze. Imagine your body as a system that's been working incredibly hard, quietly and constantly. Now imagine a dial in the center of your chest, like a volume control. It might be turned up high right now. Gently imagine turning it down just one notch. Not off, not fixed, just calmer. Picture warmth spreading through your shoulders, through your stomach, through your legs, down into your feet. Your body isn't broken. It's responding to years of demand. Take a slow breath in and a long breath out. Once again, take a slow breath in, breathe into your belly, and a long breath out. And once again, take a slow breath in, breathe into your belly, bypass your chest, and a long breath out. When you're ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bring your attention back to the room, softly back to your eyelids open. And that calmer state, that's something we can build on. And if you're interested in learning more about belly breathing and polyvagal therapy, which basically means regulating your nervous system through breath, that is something that I do in my work with people. And I would really like to share that with anybody that is interested in learning more about breath work and breathing practices. So we're just going to move on now into the nutrition and digestion questions. So food isn't the enemy. It's one of the most powerful tools for energy, mood and hormonal balance. And I've got a question here from Annie. Yes, Annie. Which foods help balance energy and mood in midlife? So protein at every meal. Healthy fats, slow release carbs, blood sugar stability is everything here. I don't know if you've seen the posts recently, but the food triangle has been turned on its head. Now, this is something I've been writing about for nearly 30 years. I've been a nutritionist and holistic therapist for 30 years now. And one of the things I've always had a problem with is the food triangle, because carbs and grains and those kind of refined carbohydrates are not good for blood sugar. They are not good for health. They are not good for weight stabilization. And I've been writing repeatedly about the idea of protein first, and then fruits and vegetables, and healthy fats. And healthy fats include saturated fats to a certain extent, and saturated fats have been demonized since the 80s, which is one of the reasons why we've had such an epidemic of obesity, because those healthy fats were replaced by sugars. And so 30 years, 40 years on, we have an epidemic of obesity now because we've not been eating the right foods. So it may take a little while for people to get their head round the new way of eating, but please, protein at every meal, healthy fats and slow release carbs. And these slow release carbs are things like legumes and broccoli, green veg, and endive, things like that. So if you want to know more, drop me a message, drop me a question, and that's something that I can go into in more detail the next time we meet. So Suzanne, why does food affect my mood so much now? Just a moment. Well, Suzanne, thank you. Because blood sugar directly impacts neurotransmitters and hormones. So midlife lowers tolerance for spikes and crashes. Debbie, are smoothies always healthy? Not always. There was a huge craze, wasn't there, a little while ago about oat smoothies and almond milk and all the rest of it. And they are often full of sugar. So many are high in sugar and low in protein. So balanced meals are often more supportive. If you want to do a smoothie, I actually have a smoothie cheat sheet, which I can send out to you. So if you'd like to pop a message to me, I can send that out to you directly to you. So Loli, is digestion linked to stress? Yes, it absolutely is. Stress down regulates digestion, so calming the nervous system and digestion will improve naturally. So another friend of mine has a question, and she has asked, I have ongoing digestive issues and low energy. What's a practical first step? Okay, so small complete meals, cooked foods, protein, hydration, gentle movement. Observe your patterns, don't chase perfection. So we're now moving into the movement and nervous system support questions. So movement doesn't have to be intense to be effective. And Eleanor has asked me how much exercise is enough in midlife. 15 to 20 minutes of gentle, consistent movement supports hormone and nervous system. And once again, I have a YouTube video in the next week or so that is going to be discussing gentle movement and consistent movement in midlife. And if you'd like to pop onto my YouTube, you'll find lots of videos there that actually talk about exactly the kind of questions that has been asked of me today. And I have some on each video that I have uploaded there, you will find an emotional freedom technique, or tapping techniques, which you can do to support yourself with these issues. So, Mila, why does intense exercise sometimes make me feel worse? If your system is already stressed, high intensity workouts add more strain. So again, stable, low intensity exercises will be much better for you in this regard. And Millie, thank you. Is rest better than movement? Gentle movement is rest for the nervous system, but yes, it is important to always make sure that you have enough rest, especially at midlife. Pushing yourself consistently isn't going to help your cortisol levels. So gentle movement like yoga or a stroll after a meal, something like Qigong or Tai Chi, Pilates, any of these gentle movements is actually restful for the body. And I have another friend of mine that has asked me, my mind races and anxiety spikes. What small daily habits work? Well, again, breath work, grounding and micro pauses. These they retrain your nervous system over time. So now what I would like to do is a 2-minute nervous system reset, which basically is answering the question that my friend asked about what small daily habits help. So with breath work and grounding, these are really good for your nervous system to reset. And I'm going to demonstrate this now with just a 2-minute nervous system reset. So let's do this together now. Sit comfortably, place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose, pause, and exhale slowly through your mouth, longer than the inhale. Again, inhale, pause, exhale. Let your shoulders soften, let your jaw unclench. Notice the support beneath you, the chair, the floor. One final slow breath. Inhale, pause, exhale. Notice your feet on the floor. Your hands on your chest. Inhale, pause, exhale. Notice yourself feeling heavier in the chair. Your body feels heavy. One final breath. Inhale. Exhale. This is your nervous system resetting. So just a couple more questions now as we go into the navigating information overload. So if you want to bring your attention back to the room, slowly wiggle your toes and your fingers and bat your eyelids open. So I've just got a couple of questions here before we close today. So Sally asks, how do I know which health advice is right for me? Well, start with foundations: food, sleep, hydration, movement, stress regulation. Your body's response is the guide, not online noise. Maria, thank you for your questions. Why does it feel like nothing works for me? Well, because generic advice ignores individuality. Your system needs personalised pacing. So it's important to find somebody that can work with you one-to-one. And my final question for today: how do I know I'm making progress? Well, thank you, Sonia. Progress shows up as fewer crashes, quicker recovery, and better sleep, not overnight transformation. So thank you everybody for your questions. Today we've covered holistic health, mindset, nutrition and nervous system support, all working together to help you feel calmer, steadier and more in control. If this supported you, submit your questions for next month's live, all being well. If not, it will be a video via the link in my bio on Instagram, and I'll also be sharing practical tips and mini guides in my stories this week. Remember, working with your system, not against it, is the fastest path to feeling like yourself again. Thank you for being here.